Okay, so we've started recording. All right,
Okay.
so one of the things you've got there is you've got one started that says exterior doors, right? If you look in the project one, part one.
Right. Oh, well, let's see this. Oh. This one?
Yep. Let's see now. Materials, air and water, exterior wall cladding, windows and doors. Okay. You have to have at least one material for each of these.
Okay.
I got to tell you, I have no idea what they meant by material properties. I think that was supposed to be a header and not an actual topic. Does that make sense? So you need to have something that, a material that's used in air, your definitions. Okay? So if you did air and water vapor control, you might use flashing and sheet metal as one of your terms to define. Or you might use membrane roofing also, but you can't use more than 5 for any one thing. Does that make sense?
Okay, so for example, like with windows and doors, if I'm going to do one on that, I would come to this list here to find a material, or does it not necessarily have to be?
It doesn't have to.
List? Okay.
No. Okay, the material can be anything, but when you do the vocabulary at the bottom where you define the terms, you would probably want to use metal doors and frames, and you would say metal doors and frames are, in your own words, whatever it is. And you might put wood and plastic doors in there too.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, I just wasn't sure where, like when it was saying 20 materials, I wasn't sure if those were coming off of this other glossary handout or if those could be anything. But they can
be anything as long as you have at least one in each of the ones in the project: the air and water vapor control, exterior wall cladding, windows and doors, roofing, stairs and ceilings, HVAC systems, electrical and plumbing systems. Okay.
Okay. So as far as like these topics, so let's say like I'm doing windows and doors. Do you want to see that it says windows and doors and then I break down the material also?
No.
Or just use the material and then...
Just use the material.
Okay.
If you love your instructor, you always make it easier for them to grade, to find things. So, for example, in your table of contents, which you have to have at the front end, if you divided them by, like, those topics, that makes it really easy for me to be sure you've got it.
Okay.
Because otherwise, what I do is I say, oh, you got to have air and water control. And I go through all 20 of them saying which one would qualify for that. And then I look at, exterior wall cladding, and I go through all 20 trying to figure out. So the easier you make it for your instructor to find the thing, the more likely that they're not going to miss it.
Right.
Make sense?
Okay.
So you might want to organize them according to, air and water control, exterior wall cladding, and then you would have like whatever's left over.
Right. Okay.
As long as you got one of those. Okay.
Yeah. My biggest thing was I just wasn't sure whether or not, like, what exactly you were looking for as far as like the 20 materials, if I was grabbing them from this list or if not. But that makes sense how you're saying.
No, they're gonna be 20 materials, and this is supposed to be useful to you in the future. So pick materials that are going to be of use to you. Now let's go through so does that make sense? You know what you're doing, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to your slide. Okay, so you've got the CSI number, good. You got the name of the material, right? You've got the picture, okay?
Right.
Now, this citation underneath, that will take me to the website where that is, okay?
Okay. Okay.
But that is not an APA format citation.
Okay.
Do you know what an APA format citation looks like?
Yes.
Okay. It's like, you know, title of the website, the date that it was published, if there is one, the retrieve date.
Right.
Right. Okay. Now, also, can you highlight that? Can you open that website so we can look for this picture? You may have to just copy it or something.
Oh, I don't know what's going on.
No, I think that's...
No, it's not letting me do
Okay.
anything to the slide.
I think you are in... that doesn't look like PowerPoint. Oh, you're on a Mac, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. This is why it doesn't look familiar to me. Okay, so let's just do this. Open up whatever browser you use for the internet.
Okay, let me see. I don't know why it's not letting me copy this link.
It looks like it's coming in as all one
One
piece
thing, yeah.
somehow.
Let me see. I can do this. I'll do this. Okay.
Okay, scroll down. Let's see if we can find that picture. There it is. Okay, put your cursor on that picture. Okay, so put your cursor on the picture and right-click or off-click. All right, so copy image address. Okay, that's what you want to have in there, okay,
Okay.
as well. And here's why. What really matters to us here is that picture,
Okay.
right? The website is interesting, but that URL will take whoever's looking right to that picture. And so they don't have to search the whole website to find it. Okay?
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So would I put that address and then also cite it with the APA citation?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you can use like Zotero on a Mac, but I'm not 100% sure. There are also free websites where you just put the URL in and it'll do a search and come up with that citation. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yes. Between you and me, my boss would prefer that students didn't use stuff like that because he feels that it's too easy. But in our profession, you're probably never going to have to cite something like that.
Right.
So I really would rather that something else was doing that, because I'll be honest, you can look a long time to try to find out who the author was of a website. And those are important things when you want to see how credible something is.
Right.
But a lot of times I put pictures in because they're great images in terrible websites, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody's DIY website, but it's a great picture that shows what I want to show.
Right.
And so we do a lot more visual stuff. And APA format is not exactly the best. I don't think there is a good citation sort of format out there that's good for the kind of stuff we do, because we're kind of specialized. Okay, let's go back. Can we look at the project and the slide together? And let's just go through all the requirements.
Okay, this one here, is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So,
I can make this a little smaller.
okay. So, location of the material in the construction site. Okay, that's something I think I see missing. Okay. So you probably, like, you've got it installed. The door can be installed before or after you frame the wall. The steel door frame can be installed before or after you frame the wall. Well, no, you got to frame the wall first. You can't really put the frame in until there's a wall. But you need, if you put location, you will always have a space to fill in that says metal doors and hollow metal doors and frames are located in walls, exterior or interior, fire rated walls. What they wanted you to do was to go to a construction site, but at this point, that's almost impossible to do.
Right.
Just for liability. And the other option was to find a web camera. Well, those are all disappearing because nobody wants video of any mistake they made for liability reasons. So it's just about impossible to do. So I am not going to require that. So you need to just tell me where these things are located in a typical construction site.
Okay.
Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
You've got the name above the picture and the CSI number. You don't have the label, which is like a little arrow pointing at the door.
Right.
Okay? And I know sometimes that seems silly because it's pretty obvious what the picture is of, but I need to be sure that you know what the thing is, because I have students who, they don't know one end of a hammer from the other. And
right.
They pick a picture that says it's of the thing, but they aren't exactly sure where the thing is. So we need to have an arrow or a label or something, or a square or a circle that shows where the thing is in the picture. Okay?
Okay.
That's the label. The type of photo. So this came from a manufacturer's website, right?
Yes.
So that's what you would say. This type of photo, manufacturer's website. Because there's other places you might get it, like, professional organizations or, an architect's project portfolio kind of thing. There's lots of places where you might have gotten that picture from, and we want to know what kind of place it came from so we know what their bias is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You've got the material properties. Material usage and installation. You've got that installation paragraph. That's good. And can you scroll down? Are we missing anything? The tests and the associated terms come from the glossary handout. If you can't find, you have a maximum of 5, so there you go. Is this making more sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, I think, like I said, my main one was what the main material of each slide should have been, and then you answered that. So
Okay, so those are all the pieces that I see on this slide. Don't forget the table of contents.
right.
It's easy to forget. And what else is on there? Oh, testing. If you have trouble finding testing for stuff, you can go to, say, arcat.com or sweetsconstruction.com, and you look up, say, the manufacturer's specs for the material. And usually there's something under either testing or quality control, and that will tell you like what the tests are or what the standards are that are used for a material.
Okay.
Okay. Try to do at least 1 or 2 materials that you're not familiar with that will be useful to you in the future. What I'd really like is to have everybody post their final project, and everybody can download it so you get more than just what you did. So, you know, you got 4 students in the class, that would give you potentially 80 materials in a glossary.
Right.
Probably you'll have some duplication, so you probably won't get a full 80, but you would get other people's work as well to hang on to for your future career.
Okay.
Okay? Are we good?
Yes.
Anything else?
No, I think you answered all my questions.
Excellent. Well, that was pretty quick. Okay. I will save this recording and I will post it. So probably to the discussion and maybe to the Q&A thread as well. Okay?
Okay.
That's all right with you?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.